I think we'll get started. Wait, we'll get started here. I am going to share my screen real quick so that we'll just start going over the calendar quick a little bit. I told Robin it's going to take us a few minutes, so if she was late, it's okay. Okay. Oh gosh. Get you guys out of the way. Okay.
While you're pulling that up, I just want to say I'm so excited about convention. I'm so excited to see so many of you there. And if you have not yet registered, or you're like, I need to go, I need to make this work, you still have time. We have plenty of people who have open spaces for room. We have plenty of people who have extra registration tickets. Don't let those be your excuses. It's going to be so, so important and so good at this convention. Okay, that's all.
And it's in Nashville. Like, how exciting is that? Okay. I know it's June, but we're going to recognize some people that ranked up in May. So we have Brittany Bunn, went Fast Start Silver. I'm super excited for her. Megan, I just got off a coaching call with Megan. I just met her for the first time. She's super sweet. And Nancy went Fast Start Senior Silver. So those were our rank ups this last month. Oh gosh, I can't see the top of my screen here. This is just the Shaker Cup earners. I'm not going to list everybody out because it'll take a long time. You probably know who you are. I'm really jealous I didn't add 3 to get one. So way to go, guys. Okay, here's our calendar for the month. If you guys haven't seen this, it's always pinned to the top of Rising Jewels. So go look, refer to it often if you're like, I don't know what's going on this week. We just started a giving challenge this week. So it's just going to be Monday through Friday. There will be one post each day. Emily went live today, kind of explaining it a little bit more. And then I posted day 1 this morning too. And it's really just, we all like to be valued and seen. So that's kind of what it's all about. And then this Thursday, I have a slide for this too, but we're going to have our opportunity event. So Abby Snow, Carly, I'm going to butcher your last name, Carly J. Javelicus. I have no idea how to pronounce it. I'm sorry, Carly. And Carrie Compton are going to be sharing on our opportunity event. So that's more of our business focused event. So if you have potentials that you are dream teamers, invite them. If you have people on your team that are like sharing awesome wins and you want them to share, invite anybody, you guys. I think it's a huge belief builder. And then the next week after that, kind of going into convention, we have our Slim Down Challenge. There is a Facebook page for that. If you're wanting to know more information, there are posts in Rising Jewels, but we can share that link with you too. And then it's convention. I hope, like Emily said, that you all are, I know we know most people going. If you're not in the thread we have a Nashville thread, just because we'll probably communicate through that, like where to meet and stuff like that, or where we're sitting, like make sure you're in that thread if you are going to convention. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then ask somebody. And then we won't have any accountability group or meeting when we come back, just because that's our travel day back. And then end of the month, we'll have our stories event. So you guys have probably seen this, $10 off for anybody that joins with the code June23. You get perk credits if somebody adds a friend. And then the product of the season is the Vital Biome. And if you enroll 3, you get the charging kit. And then June referral bonuses. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I really want to hear Robin speak to us and share her wisdom. So, but this graphic is available. Oh, my picture went away. This was just talking about the corporate special. So it was just the add 1, get perk credits, add 3, get the charging kit, and then the product of the season. I have kind of already talked about the giving challenge, but if you see this graphic, that's what it's talking about. And I put #giving challenge, so you can search for it too. And there will just be one post each day this week. And then I kind of talked about our slim down challenge. It's just going to be for 1 week, just adding value to your customers, even add anybody that's a potential or a customer. And then our opportunity event. So Carrie, Carly, and Abby are going to share their stories on what Plexus has blessed them with. Okay, talked about convention. This is just an agenda I found. I can share this if it hasn't already been in our thread. I'm super excited for this, you guys. And I know the thread's been hopping with what everybody's wearing. So I know people are getting excited. You guys, we still have the leaders retreat contest going on. It's going to go until August and the cruise is in November. And you guys have probably already seen this again. Not going to go through it, but we already have our first cruise earner. Our leader, fearless leader, Emily, has already earned the cruise. And I know we're going to have some not far behind her. And you guys, if you feel right now, I just want to tell you this. So one of Jordan Roddenberry's jewels, Marissa Almond, had a girl start in April, like start with Plexus, and she already has earned the cruise. So it's totally doable for anybody new. It's geared towards new people, really, earning the cruise. So don't feel defeated or, just you got to keep asking people, keep, inviting your dream teamers. But that's really exciting, like to know that somebody just starting can earn it. And then last but not least, Robin is going to speak and share her wisdom. I just told her, share your story because it's an amazing story of resilience and grit. She's been with the company for a while. She's on the advisory board with Emily. She's a One Plexus award earner. That just means she's like, One Plexus just means she's like a great human, really all around, not just Plexus. And then, so I got to meet her in Hawaii. We went on her and her husband came on a hike with us. And then she was also one of our trainers at Leadership Excellence that Liz and I went to last fall in Florida. I'm going to stop my screen share here. Because I haven't even seen if Robin's on, but I'm assuming she is. So Robin, if you're here, I can't see everybody. Maybe she's not on yet either. I told her she could be a few minutes late. I rushed through it because I was so excited.
I don't see her yet, Lise.
Yeah, I don't think she is either yet. Okay, well.
I have something I can say. If you're done, I have something that
yes, go ahead.
Inspire some of you. A lot of us are reading this Dream Big book right now. And there's a quote in here that I love, and I'm going to read it to you. And I hope that you hear this, and I hope that this gets you out of your funk. If you're in a funk, or if you're feeling like, I'm not going to really prioritize my business, or I don't need to go to convention, or I don't really need to show up to these calls, or this isn't really working for me. I'm going to read this to you. Somewhere out there, someone is praying that you'll put down your pen and spring into action. Stop talking about what you want to do someday. Get started. Don't wait for the right day, a full moon, or a fairy to land on your nose. Make up an 8th day of the week if you need to. Call it start day. And I want so badly for every single one of you to be here. Like, I want you to feel fulfilled in your business. I want you to feel excited about this job that you get to do. And it's hard. It's a hard job, but it is the most rewarding job. I also read something in a different book talking about burnout. And I actually think I talked about this in our, just Lacey, wave at me if you see Robin on here. Mm-hmm. But I think I talked about this in the live I just did a few hours ago on Rising Jewels, but talking about how burnout, sometimes we can just like this burnout comes around because we just feel like we're like burning both ends, whatever that phrase is. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, whatever that phrase is. But that burnout comes from not being prepared, not being organized, not having clarity. And I want so badly for every single woman and man here to have that clarity and to have that vision and to have that just depth in their soul that this is where they want to be and they want to find fulfillment. They're going to be self-starters. They're going to go and prioritize this every day. You don't have to work it 24/7, but just working it daily. I want that so badly for this team. I love every single one of you so much. And I see some barriers that I know can be easily broken down with building your belief and getting into daily activity. And I know that's hard over the summer, but just reading that and thinking somebody out there is praying for you to step up in their boldness. Now, you may not know. They may not know they're praying for Stephanie or Lisa or Kanya or Casey. They may not be praying for that. They may be praying for an opportunity that can get them home with their kids. They may be praying for an opportunity that can supplement their income or can help with their adoption or whatever. And you guys, we have that here. You're sitting on that. And while you may not have experienced that yet, you can and you will if you put in that heart, that passion, that purpose, and you find fulfillment in what you're doing and you don't put it in the back burner. You continue to show up to your business. Something I really want everybody to get behind. Is Robin here yet?
I don't see it.
Do you have something planned?
No,
Just in case.
because I even what's the word? I followed up just to make sure she knew the time and had the link. And
Okay, hold please. I just messaged her a minute ago.
sorry guys, this is failing in my leadership here.
No, you're not. Could
This
be
is
a
gonna be really good. She's keeping us in suspense.
okay. That quote, Melanie, great question. That quote is on page 201.
Please interrupt me if Robin gets on here because that should happen. But I will also share a quote from Dream Big that I loved reading that today. And we might not all be Jesus people. I think I know most of us are. So if you're not, ignore Jesus in this, I guess. But you should not ignore Jesus ever. But the quote was, "The people I've known who've tied their lives into Jesus didn't do it because they thought he'd keep them from falling. Instead, they did it because they believed he could handle the weight of their failures when they did." And I was like, ooh, that's like good. Like not even just in this business and trusting him with your dreams and like your customers and your family's lives and all of that in this business, but just in general, all the other areas of your life besides this business, like that idea of, I think it's easy to be like, I'm tied to Jesus and like go through like the checks boxes, I guess, but like, why? Like, are you doing it because like you're told that you should be, or are you doing it because like he can handle it when you do mess up and like that relationship part of it? So anyway, that's all. I hope you like that quote, but it like literally like gave me goosebumps when I read it. So there's your time filler.
Lacey, I'm happy to keep going if you don't have anything.
I did not plan anything. And I also messaged Robin. She hasn't seen it, so I don't know.
Okay. Okay, so I was thinking today, you guys, this is all impromptu. So you're getting Emily at the finest, okay? Bless it all. Seriously, if Robin jumps on, just start yelling, so I'll stop talking. I was thinking today, and this is why I read this, because thank you, Kylie, I need it. Like I said, I feel like, I feel like we have a lot of resources out there. So when I sit here, I'm having like coaching calls, or I'm communicating with our team or people outside of our team, and I'm hearing some of the hardships that are happening, some of the things that are holding them back from the business. My question is, okay, well, we all are going to have setbacks. Like we all are going to have things. We're all going to have struggles with our time. We're all going to have things that need us. But I guess my question here is, do you have, and please hear me, this is not like smoke up your booty. Like, do you have an ambition or a goal so strong that's keeping you here? And I'm asking that because when I started my business, you guys, there are many of you who do know my story and some of you who don't, but there were 4 years of me saying no to Plexus, throwing my samples in the trash, telling my husband I would never ever do this, like kind of laughing about Plexus to my best friend. But there was this stirring in my soul 4.5 years later that this would be the vessel to change everything for my family. So maybe you're not at that point yet. Like maybe you're still in that 4-year season like I was, that 4-year skepticism like I was. But when it came time for me to pursue this business, there was never a day, even in all of the hardships, even in the point of like people like talking about my character on social media with tons and tons of people like commenting and praising this person, or people quitting, or people like all the things, me not ranking up, me not hitting the goals, me sitting and falling backwards in my points, me not having team members that were wanting to come and do this business. Never once in all of those trials did I ever feel like I'm just going to put this on the back burner, because I had something so deep in my soul that I knew this would be the way to change things for my family. And so I read that to you guys today because I do feel like there's some people, and I'm not hoping to step on toes, but there's some people that I know want this so bad, but they're not treating it like they want it so bad. And like I said, you don't have to work this 24/7, but show up like you actually believe that this can change things for your family. Because here's the thing, if it's going to help change my family, if it's going to help change Lacey's family, if it's going to help change Robin's family, if it's going to, I mean, there are thousands of people who have done it. So why not you? You know, like I hope that this is not in one year out the other. And if it is, like, why are you here? You know, like if you don't actually want this and believe that you can do this, I don't want you to waste your time. I love our community and we love everybody, but I want you to find fulfillment in what we're doing here. And he says in this book, he says your ambition is worth it. All of it. It's worth everything you can throw at it. It's worth every sacrifice you'll make to turn your idea into reality. And my charge to you tonight in this impromptu training given by me is, what is your ambition? Why are you here? What can this do for your family? What can this do for your neighbor? What can this do for that orphanage you're super passionate about supporting? What can this do for your community, for your church, for the missionary friends that you really want to go support? What could your efforts, your sacrifices, your hard work do? What can that do for your family? And then I want you to know that you have a bunch of people in this team here who really value time and who really value family, who really value the Lord and are still able to show up to their business. Now we all have different stories. So I really hope that in this impromptu training, I'm not casting shame. That is not my goal. My goal here is to empower you that you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. If Kara can do this, you can do this. Anybody can do this, but you have to show up. You've got to believe it, and you've got to put forth that effort day in and day out. And it's hard with this business because it's not an immediate gratification. You know, like how many months and months are we sowing our seed? How many months and months are we sitting here adding value and loving people and sharing on social media and inviting people in? We're doing that a lot. I'm going to tell you, and Carly J, I don't know how to say her last name either, Carly J, she also shared that when she stepped up and started to be consistent and take this job seriously, what did it show in the Golden Above thread this morning, right? I don't know if the numbers are totally correct, but she added 9 last month and 4 this month already. And do you know why she said it's happening? Because she started showing up to her business. She started truly prioritizing her business. And again, that does not mean 24/7. That means not making excuses and prioritizing this. That means at night before you go to bed, look at your calendar, brain dump, write out who you're going to be messaging, who you're going to be following up with. Have a plan. Don't just shoot it from the armpits or whatever that phrase is, if that even is a phrase. Don't just like do it. showing up in the nooks and crannies, shooting it from the hip, whatever that is. Thank you. Don't do that, because then you're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to have this feeling of like chaos. You're not in control of your business. You're just showing up and reacting. But you get to have control, Armpits. You get to have control of your business. And I want that. I want that so badly. And I don't mean to sound like a crazy woman. Again, this is because this is all just coming from my brain right now. But what you are working towards, your ambitions, your goals are worth you showing up for. They're worth it. I'm not even paying attention to y'all's thread right now. I can't even. But they are worth it, you guys. And this is just, if I could like sit at a table with every single one of you, I would be weeping and saying, you are capable. Why are you like stifling? Like, why are you stifling who you are and what you can do and what you can go and change? Why are you doing that? Why are you making excuses? Why are you putting this business on the back burner? Why? You're capable. You can do it. And you have so many people here wanting to help you, but you have to let us help you. You've got to let us help you by showing up, reaching out. Hey, I'm struggling in this area. Can you help me here? Hey, accountability group, I'm showing up. I'm not just like saying things. I'm showing up, and I could really use your support. I could really use your help. But here's the thing. If you've been in a season where you haven't been showing up, this is not a place where you just say, okay, well, I'm done. I wasn't showing up for the past couple of months. Heck no. Come back. Come back and show up with a vengeance and with a passion and with a purpose and a joy to treat your job where you are helping and serving other people while achieving your goals and ambitions. Is Robin here yet? Just talking. This was not what everybody planned. None of us, myself included. So anybody have anything?
She hasn't even looked at my message, and I wonder if maybe something came up emergency-wise. I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to read one more thing to you guys. You guys good with that? This was going to be my intro to accountability. So we're just going to roll the punches here. I'm going to read this to you, and then maybe we'll just break out into our breakout groups or accountability and book study. And then we'll just have Robin come back. So the first book I read from is Dream Big with Bob Goff. It's really good. It's not specific to like network marketing, but it's really great at empowering. Like, we all are going to fail. It's going to be hard, but you're going to have setbacks. You're going to have impediments, but those people who find success, those people who reach those ambitions and those dreams are the ones that have workaround with those impediments. Those are the ones that cling to why they're showing up, and they continue to show up. They continue to learn. They continue to fail forward. So that's from Dream Big. And the one I'm about to read to you right now is High Performance Habits. So the Jules and I are reading this one right now, and then we're going to do a team-wide book study of this in a couple of weeks, and it's so good. But I'm going to read this to you. Everybody ready? I mean, I'm kind of impressed that I have these quotes ready, right? Like, that's kind of impressive on the spot, right? Thank you. Okay, this is on page 295 if you have this book. He says, no one can quiet you without your permission. No one can minimize your self-image but you. And no one can open you up and release your full power but you. So all the resources we have, all this community that we've worked really hard in, this culture we've worked really hard to create, none of that is going to truly open you up except for you making the decision and you showing up. He says here, you can always blame them, whatever situation, people, whatever. You can always blame them for your failure to be real and vulnerable. Or you can choose this very day to start speaking up and living in full, even though some of you may not, or even though some may not like it, which I resonate with that, right? Like, we're in a pretty vulnerable business where we share on social media. We get out there and we invite people to come and do this. That's a vulnerable thing. And I know every single person on this team loves people. We value people. We want to protect our names. We don't want to be salesy. We want to value relationships so that this can be hard. especially if we know some people may be against what we do, but more than likely, people aren't even thinking about it, right? He says here, will some people make fun of you? Might a person you love doubt you or leave you? Could your teammates call you crazy and marginalize you? Can your neighbors or fans turn on you for wanting more than you deserve? To each of these questions, yes. But which is nobler? Falling dutifully in line with what everyone wants, or speaking up for what's right for you? Ultimately, you must ask which your life is about, fear or freedom. One choice is the cage, the other, that's courage. And I see this beautiful team as a team that has such courage, but some of you are holding that courage down because of fear. Fear of what my family might think, fear of failing, fear of not being able to be a good leader, fear of not knowing what to do. And we let these fears stifle our courage. They stifle our voice. They stifle a blessing that could be given to so many people. Do you guys know the story of Hannah? Do you guys know that in December of 2016, I had not signed up to do Plexus yet. December of 2016, she and her husband were in tears, praying for some way to get out of their debt for his dental school. That was December 2016. January, 1 month later, I signed up with Plexus, and I did not know Hannah other than she's this beautiful babe who works in the medical field and knows a lot more about science and medicine and our bodies than I do. I mean, heck, she was a collegiate athlete. She has a six-pack. She's got these kids. Like, I don't know her, but I had this prompting in my soul of, I need to reach out to her. That was really scary. I mean, look at her, right? Like, that's scary to reach out to somebody like her. But I did. And I did not know that she was praying for something to come into her life to change things. And do you guys know that a few years later, they were able to pay off almost $300,000 in debt? What if I would have let my fear dictate me? What if I would have let, and I'm not saying I'm the one that did that, but I invited her into this. Kimberly's inviting people into things. Holly's inviting people into things. Haley's inviting people into things. Who knows what your courage can do, not just for you and your family, but for so many people. So stand in that courage and choose, am I going to be in a cage where I'm doing what I think people expect of me? Or am I going to step out in courage and go and be brave and be a blessing? Because here's the thing. Most people are not thinking about what we're doing. Most people are not sitting around talking about Casey Cox. Can you believe that Casey Cox sent me this message and told me how great I am and how I would be so good at doing this business and I'd kill at this business? Can you believe that she would have the audacity to do that? People are not thinking that. Now, if you're doing it in a salesy way, and you're not sure if you're doing it in a salesy way, send it over to us and we can help tweak that. If you're not seeing fruit from your messages, we can help tweak that. But people are not sitting around talking about us and what we're doing. So don't let the fear of what you think people may want you to do, hold you back from those huge blessings. Robin, is she here? No? Okay.
Emily.
Yes. Oh, there's Hannah, the babe
I'm
we were talking about.
laughing, but I have a few thoughts that I want to share too, to piggyback off of that, because I think that is spot on with so many things that we can resonate with. And then there's a second, another part that I feel like I have come out of, what month are we in now? June? I think it was March. You guys, I'm going to be real honest and just share here a season of I was sick of going through the motions. I had coming out of, I could give all kinds of excuses, right? But I was in a place of just I'm done with where I'm at with just kind of being the hobbyist and management, whatever. But I also wasn't sure if I was capable of coming out of that and moving forward, right? Like just kind of in this place of like, what am I going to do here? Because I'm not happy with where I'm at, but I also don't know if I'm really going to dive back in full bore like I have in another season. Yeah, it was just a hard, like mindset stuff, habits, all kinds of things. So stress and family. But really when it came down to this like place of, I knew that there was something more. I knew that if I had like, okay, that was a good run, it would have just been this thing of like settling and not really pressing into like what more there is for me, what more there is for my team, for my friends, for the mamas who want more time freedom, right? Like I have gone through like being able to give more time in my home and step away from the hospital and all these amazing things. But now I'm here because I want those other mamas to be able to experience that too. So there was a lot of like deep reflection happening. So all of that to share for you guys too, when you know I'm willing to bet you can identify what it is that if you could change X, then this would happen, right? Or we would be able to move out of our own way, or I need to show up more consistently, or I need to work on my mindset, or I need to work on these truths. Like you can identify, I'm willing to bet, something that's holding you back. And you're still here showing up because you know that there's more for you. There's more for your family. There's more for becoming the best version of yourself. And that is so much of this space and like challenging us to continue on. So how do you move forward when you're in the funk, when you're in this place of like going through the motions, not really getting the activity? And I'm just going to share what I did. It was a lot of like deep diving into the reflection of why am I not doing my daily IPA? Why am I not being consistent? Why am I not like, and so actually walking down the roads so that of dissecting, and evaluating and figuring out like, okay, is it fear? Is it just laziness? Is it like what type of refinement of myself and my habits needs to shift and change? And anyway, so I hope that also can bring a part B to like how to get out of your own way and how to move forward and how to like just quit on a hamster wheel of like the same stuff over and over and over and actually show up differently, I guess.
Thank
And
you,
the book we're going to read is going to be awesome because I feel like that was a big one for me.
It's so much in the habits. It's so much in what we do, because I think the conversations that I have with people who are having a hard time in their business, 95% of the time, there's no habit. It's just showing up in the nooks and crannies. It's reacting, not being in control of their business or being in control of the controllable. And so that's absolutely right. Having those high performance habits, going to bed early, knowing what you're going to do the night before so you're not responding in reaction and chaos. Starting off your morning, don't look at your phone. Keep your phone in the kitchen plugged away. Don't look at your phone when you wake up. Go and have, if you're a believer, go have quiet time with the Lord. Go pray, go do a Bible study, do meditation, do some sort of exercise before you get started in your business, because I find that so often we just see these things and we get automatically overwhelmed and paralyzed and don't do anything. And then we have this heap of guilt and shame. And that's no way to operate a business. Like, I will tell you, like, this is the most fun thing in the whole world. It's hard, sure, and there are challenges and it's a puzzle sometimes, but it is the most fun job in the world. And I sit around, I look all the time, and I'm like, why are more people not diving in? Like, why is everybody not doing this? Because this is such a gift. So get out of your head, get out of your way, share with your people what you're struggling with. If you are ready to seriously like put pen to paper, get foot to action, whatever the phrases are. Like, if you're serious about moving forward, reach out to someone who can help you. Any of your leaders want to help you in this. And tell yourself, if you're having those fears, those doubts, ask yourself, is this truth? Like, and what am I operating out of? Is that truth? Okay. Well, that was a fun impromptu thing. Thanks everybody for being on. We're going to transition, unless Lacey, you have anything else that you want to say. We're going to transition to our book study. And then next week, we are still meeting up. Next Monday, we still are doing accountability regular, like 7 p.m. Mountain Standard, 30 minutes. And then some of us still are doing book study. And then we won't meet the week after that for convention. Anybody have any thoughts, questions before we move on?
So sorry. Stay tuned. We'll try to get Robin to reschedule. I don't know. Maybe she got the time zones mixed up. I don't know.
Very sorry, but I appreciate all of you being on to be a part of my muddled thoughts. Okay. If you're in book study with Kara doing the podcast, you're going to go to room 1. If you're in book study doing the Valerie Burton How Successful Women Think, or People, can't remember, with Liz, Lacey, and Hannah, you're going to go to group 2. And if you are with me on Dream Big, we're going to group 3, and we'll be done in 25 minutes. Thank you guys so much.
Hey, it's Liz. Could you move me? I'm driving. That doesn't
Yes,
seem
I will.
safe.
I will. Okay, is it showing for you guys? No, there we go. Liz, I will in just a second. Anybody else need me to move you?
If I go in, will you?
I'll
There's,
move you
I mean,
to
there's.
yours. I think
Okay.
I can move you to yours.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. And then Emily, are you with Kara? I think you might be muted.
Think so in room 1.
Okay, I will move you right now to make it easy.
Okay, that's good.
And I love your little name. You're so cute. And I'm so glad you're on our team. Kylie loves you.
Thank you. I love Kylie.
Okay, here, I'll move you over right now. And then Tabby, remind me. Oh, you're good. Okay. That was weird. Did it just do that for you guys too? Oh, let me actually unrecord it. That was